Hey guys, it's funny, when I was young I used to go over to my uncle's on Friday night and he would make the most incredible pizza. And I'm sure if he were still with us today, he would have made these absolutely stunning meatball boats that I'm going to show you how to make. So stick with us and let's get started. Let's begin by making our meatballs, and what I've got here is a pound of lean ground beef. So I'm just going to go ahead and add this to a mixing bowl. I'm using lean ground beef because it contains less fat, therefore you get less shrinkage. So you don't start off with a meatball this big and then end up with something like this. Followed by 2 tablespoons of ketchup. A tablespoon of Worcestershire sauce. I just love this. I put it in everything. 3 cloves of garlic. A few drops of Tabasco just for some heat. Totally optional, but I just love it. And last but not least, season generously with some salt and some ground black pepper. And this is about a teaspoon of each. And we'll just mix this up. And I should add, this is my own mixture. And I vary it each time. People do different things and make their meatballs different ways. I mean, some people add breadcrumbs, milk, whatever. I don't think that's necessary, but this is what I like. And I almost forgot, I always had some parsley to my meatballs, so I'm just going to grab some up and get this to chop up. And into the meatballs, and we'll give it a quick mix once again. Oh, this smells good. Now, doesn't that add some wonderful color to it? All right, it's time to make up our meatballs, and actually I find the easiest way to do that is with one of these. Yes, a trusty old ice cream scoop. So what I'm going to do is just grab up a scoop of the mixture and place it into the palm of my hands and simply roll it into a ball. And doesn't that work out fantastic, guys? No breadcrumbs, no milk, no egg. Just the fat off the meatballs, or off the beef, I should say. Just perfect. And we'll just go ahead and set this aside. And you can make, I'd say about 9 meatballs out of this, depending on the size. Now it's time to fry these little guys up, and to do this, I'm going to grab up some oil and add it to a pan over medium-high heat. Add the meatballs in, and we're going to fry them up just for a few minutes until they turn brown. Leave a bit of space in between these guys so we don't crowd the pan. So I'm frying these. You can air fry them or bake them. I just decided to fry them up today. Makes it a little easier. After about 3 minutes, we're going to give these guys a little flip. Oh, are they ever cooking up beautifully. What I'm going to do here is just set these meatballs to one side. And they're cooking up beautifully. And skim a bit of that oil off, because even though they are lean, there still is some fat. But I don't want to drain it completely because I want to get that wonderful flavor, those wonderful flavors in there. Now let's get our marinara sauce into the pan. And of course you can make this from scratch or buy it, whatever you like. I've added a little bit of water to the jar just to get that extra sauce out. And we'll bring this to a boil and let it simmer away for a few minutes. I've got my meatballs simmering here for about 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is prepare my buns, and what I've got here is some spacciatelle buns. And I'm simply going to take a sharp knife and cut a rectangle into the center. Something like this. You don't want to go too deep, I'd say about half, 3/4. Oops. And simply press the rectangle down. I've seen some people remove it, but I just don't want to waste that bread. And it forms a nice good base for the meatballs and sauce. And of course these buns would absolutely not be complete without some garlic butter. And so what I'm going to do is take 3 tablespoons of melted butter and add in a clove of garlic. Take a brush and mix this up. Man, oh man, it smells like garlic butter. And give the buns a good application of that garlic butter. Oh, these are gonna be so good. All sides here. And guys, believe me, there is nothing better than garlic bread. And of course, while we're working away here, let's spoon some of that delicious sauce over the meatballs. And man, oh man, this smells so good, my friends. And we're just about good to go here. Now we can transfer our buns onto a sheet pan. Let's add some cheese into the buns. I'm using Swiss here. I just like the sweetness of it, but you can use provolone, whatever you like. Add about 3 of our meatballs into the boat. Oh, and this smells so good. And of course, I'm going to spoon some of that sauce over the top, but first I'm going to give it a taste. This is insanely good. And I cheated a little bit and I left this simmer more than 10 minutes and it just absorbed that seasoning from the meatballs. They just complement each other so nicely. Oh. What can I say, guys, but wow. And to finish this off, there is going to be some mozzarella over the top. I mean, you just can't live life without mozzarella. Okay, it's time to slip this into the oven for about 5 or 10 minutes at 375 Fahrenheit, about 180 Celsius, just to let that cheese melt down and things warm up. After about 10 minutes, guys, just look at this. Absolutely incredible. These are going to be so good. Okay, let's go ahead and garnish this up with some fresh parsley. Now you can use basil too if you want. I just don't have any on hand, but it would be so good with basil. And there you have it, our easy cheesy meatball boats. Just spectacular. Okay, it's that time. Now normally I just pick this up, but I don't want to get it all over the place. Oh, just look at this, guys. Ever so cheesy. Oh, guys, believe me, this is insanely good. I just love the bread, the texture of the bread. The meatballs are spiced. Oh, beyond words. The cheese is so good. I mean, you can kiss any someplace goodbye. This is absolutely incredible. You gotta make this. And of course, I'm gonna have more. So good. As always, for the full details on this recipe, head on over to cookandshare.com, become a member, all kinds of cool stuff over there. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, guys, and see you next time.